Hey folks, how we doing? All right. This is the first time I'm actually doing mathematical reasoning. I don't even know where to start these questions from. Like they're just all over the place. Um, Open to suggestions and ideas. Like before, I guess before I had past papers and things like that, but now I've only got one thing, one exam paper to work out of. What do we want to do, people? I mean, like, obviously, there's algebra, there's a bit of measurement, there's a bit of trig. What would you guys like to work on today? Just yell it out in the chat and then we can kind of figure it out. And then obviously, we've got some angles as well. Angles work and a bit of trig. DBC, you can go work on calc, man. Exponential stuff. Is exponential stuff actually part of this? See, I'm like, the thing is, like, I've literally, the only paper that I've actually worked on is this paper here. Like, this is the only paper that I have, and so I kind of can make some questions based on that. Like, when I think about before, like if I look at something like MCAT, I had that many papers, and then tables, equations, I had those many questions. But okay, so we want to do. Our teacher said there would be exponential parabolas. Okay. We'll stick to a theme. Shall we do trig today, and then the next session we'll do some parabolas and exponentials. How about that? Would that help? NAMS. Look, in all honesty, this is probably the hardest tutorial that I'm going to do, because this is all the information that we have. The information is pretty much, this is the first time this kind of test is being done. So it's really hard for me to even kind of figure out what are all the topics that I covered. I know the generic topics. So for me to do an overview, it's kind of hard. But like I do know that there's there's a bit of trig, and there's algebra, measurement, and so on. Oh, trust me, Nish, I've had this kind of argument for a while, because even the questions are, looking through some of the questions is like from the past paper questions. I try to make some, and it's a lot of work because you're creating brand new questions. Like, to be honest, it's like the level one, when it was the way it was done before. Yeah, there was a lot more work in it, but at least we had when I look at like practice exams, like there was heaps of practice exams before. All right, look, we'll have to deal with the cards we've been dealt. So we're gonna do some basic trig, just to cover some basic trig today. So we do that, and maybe what I'll do is I'll see if I can look online for like pretty much like extension kind of trig questions that would help you guys figure stuff out. All right, so let's try that. So to start off with trig, we'll actually do Pythagoras and trig first. So we're going to do Pythagoras today and trig. I'll try Nish, all right? So maybe we'll do half an hour of trig and then half an hour of exponentials, yeah? Okay, so long story short, kind of starting with Pythagoras. With Pythagoras, you're always working with right angles, and what you'll have is you've actually got two sides, and the longest side, which is generally known as the hypotenuse, so that is C in this case. Sometimes people actually just write the formula as a squared plus b squared is equal to h squared. Sometimes people write it as a squared plus b squared is c squared. The most common mistakes people do with Pythagoras is that they tend to forget to take the square root. So let's just do a couple of quick examples, and what we'll do is we'll just kind of yeah, we'll kind of do some couple of questions, and then I'll see how we go with the chat, and then we'll figure out and we'll kind of work through it. All right. So okay, so doing some real basic questions. We're gonna do, let's go 7 and 9. What is x? So that's going to be example 1. And then for number 2, let's try doing it backwards. So if this is 8 and this is 4, what is x equal to? So what I'll do is I'll give you a couple of minutes to try these questions. So this is the formula that we're going to be using. I'll also have a look at which formulas that you folks end up with, because I think you get a lot of formulas. Mathematical reasoning. 91947. Improvements to our website. I can't access anything. Exam. Well, that's wonderful. I can't seem to access. I can't access the website. Level 1. Yeah, sorry, I can't actually access the formula sheet as well, because it's let me just see if I have a spare copy of it and saved up somewhere. I'm sure I had a copy downloaded somewhere. I doubt it, but Pilot 947 QBook formula sheet. Yep, I got the formula sheet. All right, so I tried to find the formula sheet. It basically said that, apologies for that website there. So we're looking for formula sheet. Where did I leave it? Edge. There we go. There we go. So this particular formula sheet is actually given to you folks, which is actually quite decent because there's quite a bit of formulas in here that you can pick up. But do they give right angle? Yes, they do. They actually give you the Pythagoras theorem in there. They also give you, wow, this is insane. They actually give you the full trig, and even to the point where they've rearranged things for you as well. So that's really pretty decent of them to do that. Normally they don't actually give this in the level 1 exams. I'm surprised they've actually given this much in the level 1 exams. All right, so let's have a look at our two kind of questions here. So we're gonna go a squared plus b squared is equal to h squared. So 7 squared plus 9 squared equals x squared. So we're gonna just put that straight in the calculator, folks. So we've got 7 squared plus 9 squared. That's equal to 130. So x squared is equal to 130, and then x is equal to square root of 130, which is gonna be whatever this number is. I think it's 11 point something. No. What did I do? Shift square root 130. Yeah, so 11.40. That's going to be answer for the first one. And then for the second one, we're doing 4 squared plus, I'm just going to do the old method first. So basically a squared plus b squared is equal to h squared. So we've got 4 squared plus x squared equals 8 squared. Now, the order doesn't matter here, so you can actually put x squared plus 4 squared as well. or 4 squared plus x squared, so it doesn't matter. So here we're going to get x squared is equal to 8 squared minus 4 squared, and so we're going to get x squared is equal to 64, take away 16, x squared is equal to 48, and then x is equal to square root of 48, just roughly 6 point something. These stupid things. 6.92. All right, so I'm hoping we're okay with that. Shall we just do just a quick revision of what triggers, and then I've got a couple of questions for you to do, exam questions. We can try it out. Are we okay with these two so far? Just moving on. Let me know. Yeah. Okay. Teacher didn't explain though. What didn't explain? Sweet. We'll move on to the next one. All right. So when it comes to trig, with trig, what we have is, and I'm gonna kind of open up the formula sheet here, because they actually kind of give you everything you need, and all you need to do is just use the formula sheet to kind of match what you have and what you don't have. All right, so most of the time you'll be working with right angle triangles, and as long as if the angle x is here, then your opposite is going to be the side opposite the angle. All right, now if the angle happens to be here, then this becomes opposite and this becomes adjacent. So let me just show you that a little bit different here. So let's say if the angle is here, then this becomes opposite, this becomes adjacent, this is still going to be hypotenuse. But likewise, if we have the same triangle, but the angle that we're going to be looking at is here, then hypotenuse is still going to be the longest side, but the opposite changes and the adjacent actually changes. So that's just something kind of like really important to keep in mind. And in terms of like when you use sine, cos, and tan, it all depends about which one you have. Now it's, you know, all this time, forever, I've been using SOHCAHTOA to explain all of these things, and I don't actually see any mention of SOHCAHTOA in the formula sheet at all. And that's usually, like, if you think about it like this, SOHCAHTOA looks like this. And basically, the letters O, the O stands for the opposite. So if you're dealing with opposites, then that's going to be the letter O. If you're dealing with adjacent, that's going to be those two letters there. And then finally, if you're dealing with hypotenuse, it is going to be these two things here. So basically, you should just have like a combination of those two letters, and then based on the letters, you can use sine or cos or tan. Now in the in your formula sheet, they kind of just go with that. So you can kind of see that SOH there, and then CAH there, and then TOA. So that's pretty much where the SOHCAHTOA actually comes from. It's just a little whatever shortcut to kind of remember which two things you use for sine and which two things you use for cos and which two things you use for tan. All right, so that's pretty much it. And then this thing here, it's just the same three things as above, but all they've done is they've just rearranged it. So they've taken this hypotenuse and they've moved it to sine x. So as you can see, hypotenuse times sine x is opposite. So all it is that they've just moved all these denominators to the numerator on the other side. So yeah, and you can use either one of them, so it doesn't really matter. All right, do you think they should have just kept the old level one? Contentious question. I personally like the old level ones. I think the new level ones are yeah, they're a lot more, I mean, like a lot more content I feel to cover for 5 credits. I mean, like we're covering almost like 4 standards worth of stuff in this. At least that's my opinion, guys. I get to say what I want in here. All right, so let's do a couple of quick questions. So we're gonna do, actually we're gonna do like 3 questions real quickly, and then after that I'll pull up exam question, and then we can actually go from there. All right. So right angles, right angles, right angles. So this is going to be question 3, 4, and 5. And what we're going to do is we're going to put down 40 degrees, and we're going to say 5 and X. Here we're going to put down 30 degrees, and then we're going to put 8. Actually, no, we're going to put down X and 8. And then finally here, we're going to put this as 35 degrees, X, and 10. So I'm going to give you folks about kind of like 5 minutes to work through this, just to cover some basics. And then what I'll do is we're going to see if I can recreate another question, a similar type of question from the exams. Where did I see it? I saw this octagon question. That was a kind of an annoying question. Okay, we'll do a hexagon one then. HH, that's a really, so normally what people tend to, I sometimes forget that this is your first level ones joining me for the first time. Usually the practice is people just throw up their answers there. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. If it is wrong, then some people quite get embarrassed about it. They kind of like delete it straight away. But it's really good to put up the answers because like you kind of go, you look at it and go, oh, how did they get that answer? Sometimes I'm actually able to tell you what, you know, I can look at the answer straight away and I can see if it's a wrong answer. I know where you made your mistake. So I can kind of point that out to you. But yeah, feel free to throw up the answers in there. Entirely up to you, folks. Usually by the time you're level 3, you start throwing answers up there. Makam would know this because Makam is level 2 and he usually, well, I don't know what your pronoun is, Makam. Will throw up the answers. All right, I'm going to do number 3, just so that you kind of know at least if you are on the right track. So with number 3, the first thing you kind of do is, you've got to figure out whether you're going to use sine, cos, or tan. So I'm going to label the sides, and that's always a good idea. So I'm going to take a different colored pen here. I've got the angle here. So this side here is going to be the opposite. This is the longest side, which is going to be hypotenuse. So I'm going to be using SOHCAHTOA, which is the sine rule. And what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to write this down, right? Because if I go to the formula sheet, in my formula sheet, I've got where is this? I've got my first one right there. Sine x is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So that is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to write down sine x is opposite over hypotenuse. So with that in mind, I can say that sine 40 equals opposite over 5. Now, in this case, we're actually looking for opposite. So, I guess we could have gone to that formula sheet and we could have just done this because opposite is hypotenuse times sine x. You could have just done that straight away. And like I said, this is me practicing from old school. So 5 times sine 40 equals opposite. Now, because your calculator is in radians mode, you want to make sure that your calculator goes to degrees. So we're going to click on Shift Setup, and notice how my angle is in radians at the moment. Because it's in radians, my answer is not going to actually work out. So if I do 5 times sine 40, who was it? HH, you put the answer as 3.21. Actually, no, 5 times sine 40, not sine 10. So 5 times sine 40. So I'm actually getting an answer of 3.72. Now, like on paper, it actually looks correct because it's like it's shorter than the hypotenuse. So you kind of be like, oh, you kind of can make sense. But then the issue is that's actually not right. So you want to make sure that your angle is not in radians, but in degrees. So we're going to go down to angle, and we're going to click on F1, click on degrees. And if we press that 5 sine 40 again, notice how the answer is actually 3.21. So in this case, the opposite is equal to 3.21. FinVFX, this doesn't get deleted. It stays there for all time. All of my tutorials stay on the channel, so you can come back and watch it at any time, including our regular flights that come and distract us all the time. Nish, yes. So this is a very, very important message for level ones. When you guys and girls go into the exam, they're going to ask you to reset your calculator. So when you reset your calculator would actually go back into radians automatically. So it's really important that you can actually just, what do you call it? Reset the calculator from radians to degrees, because your calculator automatically goes to degrees, not radians, sorry. All right, now who is this? FinVFX. I'm gonna just give me a second. I just want to show you something here. So normally when I do my work FinVFX, I try and so this right now will get saved. I haven't created a playlist yet, but I've got to create a new kind of section here called mathematical reasoning, which is there. And then what I'll do is I'll actually add this live tutorial to this section. I'll probably just drag it to the front there, so it'll be created as a playlist. So this is where is it? Like, say for example, yesterday I actually did a tutorial for these guys, which, where did it go? Right there. So notice how that was a tutorial I did for them yesterday. That comes right to the top. And so I'm just going to change this, set as playlist thumbnail. There we go. That's better. So yeah, so any work that I do, any live streams that I do, it will get saved. And also you can just save the link as is, because all of the lives that I do just gets saved there forever. All right. So you can just copy the link for the live stream, and that should just stay active the whole time through. All right. So going back to this one right now. Which one? Does it say 23rd September? Ah, sorry. Yeah, that was my mistake. Let me just change that. I was supposed to change it. Let's change it to 24th. There we go. Thanks, Sophie. That's crazy about lockdown, man. That's just, it's always scary, eh? Aryan, please, I don't know if you had a chance to look at the practice paper that I've already done. I do talk a little bit about those graphs in that end of 2023 exam. So I think that's the level 1 mathematical reasoning. I've already made a video for that. All right, so question B here. We're going to go to B. We've got our angle. The 8 is going to be adjacent. The X is going to be hypotenuse. We're going to be using cos rule for this. So I'm going to write it down as cos 30 equals adjacent over hypotenuse. So I should have actually put that at cos x. So cos 30 is 8 over x. We're going to cross multiply this. So the x ends up being at cos 30. So we're going to get x times cos 30 equals 8. And then x is equal to 8 divided by cos 30. So when we do this, what are we going to get? We're going to get 8 divided by cos 30, and that's equal to this ugly thing. Now also, if you do get your answers like this in your graphics calculator or any other calculator, there should be a button that converts to decimals. So in this case, it's the S to D button, and that's going to give me an answer of 9.28. Macam, I think this was I had to pay, like there was a license that I had to get for Casio One Man. So, all right, and finally the last one that we're going to be looking at, we've got 35. So looking at the 10 is opposite, x is adjacent. So we're going to be using TOA or tan rule in this case. So we've got tan x is equal to opposite over adjacent, and then tan 35 equals 10 over x. And again, this one we've got pretty much the same thing as number 4 there. So we're going to cross multiply, and we're going to get x tan 35 equals to 10, and then x is equal to 10 over tan 35. So whatever that comes out to be. Oh, did I make a mistake? Sorry, 9.24. Yes, I was looking at something else and then got distracted. All right, so this one we've got 10 divided by tan 35. So we're going to go 10 divided by tan 35. And that's 14.28. Now, I know that I've got to be doing the finding the angle as well, but I'm going to kind of pause there because I do want to do at least one kind of like an exam style question. And so what we're going to do is, all right, so we're going to try this question here. And actually, before I do that, does anybody have any questions with question 3, 4, 5? Now, we did last year's paper already. I've got the video out there, Makam. Okay, so this time what we're going to do is I'm going to pick up this question because I'm trying to find what grade this particular question was. This looks like it was a merit question. Does it actually give you, find it? So they just start. So they don't actually give you anything here except nothing. How do you get the 67.5? Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to try this question. And this is pretty much based off a question from question 2 in last year's exam paper. So this is based off question 2, 2023. And this is question A. And, oh no, okay, there's 2 parts to this question. And then what we do is we're going to try and work out. So we're going to try and do 2 parts to it. Okay. So the first part of this question is this going to work? I hope it's going to work. That's not the perfect, hang on, give me 1 second. I actually want to get a proper shape of this. I need to draw, we're going to be working with a hexagon. Let me just grab a hexagon from here. This is why I love Illustrator, because the problem is, you know, to try and get a nice diagram, I've got to draw this as well. I'll tell you guys what we're going to get. We're going to get a hexagon, a regular hexagon. I can't draw it properly. And what we're going to do, give me 1 second, folks. New file. I want a regular hexagon. Oh, maybe not. Let's not go hexagon then. Fine, let's go pentagon. Polygon tool. I want a tool of 5 and a radius of 20 mil. All right, give me 1 second. I want to try and see if I can grab a quick shot of this. We're going to be doing a pentagon, by the way, not a hexagon. All right, so this is what we're going to do, because I know you guys are going to cheat with the hexagon. You're going to be like, oh yeah, we're going to do that. So we've got a pentagon, and the first thing we're going to find is find the interior angle. And then the second thing we're going to find is the area of the shape of the pentagon. But, oh, I forgot the center point. The center point is somewhere there. And this distance from here to the center point is going to be 100 centimeters. So that's all the information that you're going to get. And so what you need to do is you need to find the interior angle first, which I will actually tell you what it is. So that's basically this angle. And then you need to find the area of the pentagon. So what I'll do is I will let you folks just kind of do the interior angle first, and then after that I'll show you how to find the area of pentagon first after that. So try it out, see what you get, you know, if you know how to do it. Otherwise I'll go through the answers in a couple of minutes. Hey Vishal, welcome. And if you have any questions, just feel free to ask, folks, because that's pretty much how you get better at this. Now, one more thing, this is just a message for the level ones. Like, look, if you can pass this channel to some of your other level 1 people, because there's a lot of level 1 kids that don't know that this channel actually exists. So would love a shout out on your socials if you can, letting them know that this channel actually exists. But anyway, we're going to get going with this interior angle. So the first thing with interior angles is you got to try and figure out what the sum of the interior angles are. So if you think about it like this, you've taken this pentagon, and what you need to do is can I duplicate it, copy and paste. So currently this is for part A, that I'm going to be doing part A first. We're going to take this pentagon, and what you do is you actually take one point. You start with one point, and then you kind of join all the other points from that one point. So I'm joining one here, and then I'm joining one there, and one there. But the thing is, these two ones are not necessary. But basically what we have here is we've actually got 3 triangles. And if you look at each of these triangles add up to 180. So that means all of the internal angles in this case is 180 times 3, which equals to 540 degrees. So that basically means the green angle here, the green angle here, the green angle here, this one and this one, they all add up to 540 degrees. Now if they all add up to 540 degrees, then each internal angle is going to be 540 divided by 5. Now this is a regular pentagon. That means all those angles inside are actually equal to the same. So that means we are going to get 108 degrees for each one of these green angles, or the interior angles as we call it. I should have really done it in yellow color. Don't know why I decided to do in green. So I should have done this in yellow actually. So each of those yellow angles is going to be worth 108 degrees. Come on, man. There you go. So all 5 of them add up to 540, and then each one of them is going to be 108. Let me know if there's any issues with that before I carry on with part B. That's cheating. It's cheating, Makan. All right, I'm going to assume that we're good with that, and I'm going to slowly work on part B here. Now, to find the area of the pentagon here, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of cheeky work here, because what we're going to do is we're going to actually look at just the area of this one triangle here. Because if I can find the area of this triangle, because this part right now is 90 degrees, and I've got the length of the hypotenuse, which is 100 centimeters, but I've actually got 10 triangles like this. And all I want to do is I just want to figure out what the area of one of these triangles is, and then multiply it by 10 to get the area of the pentagon. So the yellow angle is worth 108 degrees. So basically, if you think about it, the yellow angle was 108. Now, because it's getting cut in half, that's going to be 54, that's going to be 54. This here is also going to be 54, and this here is going to be 54. So, and that's pretty much all we need to know, because we take this green triangle, and what we have is we've got 54 degrees. This is going to be 100. But the problem is, if you want to work out area of a triangle, you're going to need to know what the base of the triangle is and what the height of the triangle is. But in this case, what we're going to need to know is both opposite and adjacent, and the 100 is the hypotenuse. So give it a go. Try and find the opposite and the adjacent, and then once you have the opposite and adjacent, you should be having the area of the green triangle multiplied by 10, and I think you should be good to go. So I'll give you folks maybe 2 to 3 minutes to try this question out, and then I'll go through the answers. Oh, nice, Jack. Well done. Is that level 1, Jack? What does cool mean? Nice. Yellow, I've got a, what do you call it, bearings in 20 minutes video that's actually worth watching. Jack, at the moment I've got planned, I think, let me just have a look. I was working on it last night. Infinity plus one streams. Oh, no, I can't find it. I don't know where I put it. I was working on this document. I think there'll be about another 5 or 6 at least, I would say. Where is it? How many of these levels from? I'm gonna guess 11. Left screen. For bearings. Where did I put it? Where did I put bearings? I think if you go into level... Oh, did I move all the level 1 stuff? I think I have. Oh no, it's here. In here. There we go. Everything you need to know about bearing in 20 minutes. Bearings in 20 minutes. That's literally, it's these 3 videos here, which is like, I just cut it really fast so that I'm not like blabbering what I was 7 years ago. All right, so we're gonna do this question now, just because that's the dog. He's all right. So I'm gonna work this out at the moment. So first, I'm gonna do sine 54 equals opposite over 100. So then 100 sine 54 equals opposite, whatever that is. So 100. What did I do? 100 times sine 54. So that's going to be 80.90. And then I'm going to do the same for cos. So cos 54 is adjacent over 100. And then 100 cos 54 equals adjacent. So 100 cos 54. That's going to give me 58.78. So right now what I have is the height of the green triangle, which is 80.90, and the base of the green triangle, which is 58.78. So area of triangle is half times base times height. So I've got a half times 80.90 times 58.78. So I'm going to do that here. 0.5 times 80.9 multiplied by 58.78, and that's going to give me 2377.65. And remember that I actually have 10 of these triangles, so I'm going to go 10 times 2377.65. That's going to give me 23,776.5 centimeters squared. So that's what the answer for this question is going to be. Makam, I think we're just gone past 11 years. Gone past 11 years of this channel. Let me know if there's any questions with that, people. Otherwise, I might just very quickly go through exponentials, but I think I'm going to need a bit more time than that. I might actually just point you to the direction of exponentials. And then what we'll do is, like, you know, as you people face your level 1 exams, if you can just bring any questions that you see in your classroom, you can bring it over and just send it to me by email. And then I'm happy to kind of do that. I think everyone knows coffee. I'm in South Auckland because I live not very far from Ormiston Junior College. All right, now as for the someone asked me about exponential curves. Where was this playlist? Give me a second, let me just find this. Exponential curves. Okay, now notice how there's like a bunch of what do you call it, tutorials here. And did I do that on the website? Let me just check that. I haven't updated this in a while. Tables, equations, and graphs. Did I do it? Please tell me I did it. No, I didn't do it. Oh, I haven't updated this in a while. That's terrible. But now there's a couple of exponentials there. There's a video there from there. But other than that, I would say the best place to look for this playlist here. Let's go and have a look here. One of these is definitely exponential. So I would normally do linear. I'm guessing this one is exponential. Yep, there we go. So this particular video, I will link it for you people on the chat. That video should pretty much cover everything you need to know for exponential equations. So yeah, it's about a 1 hour video, but that should cover all of it. How long is your shower time? I think it's sad. I can actually give you exactly what the average is. What is the shower times average at the moment? Shower time stats. For the times that I've recorded, average is wait, daily, yeah, daily. I'm looking at daily units. 11 minutes. No worries, Nish, you're welcome. Yeah, it's funny story. I pretty much have, oh no, I can't see it. I have stats of my daily activities, so all right, people, I'm going to call it here because unless you want specific things, I'm happy to kind of guide you to those videos. Yeah, like I said, I'm sorry. These are just questions that I'm making up on the spot because we just haven't got these types of questions before. And so it's a bit challenging to come up with them. I've been trying to look online for them. I've tried to get ChatGPT to make them, but some of the questions from ChatGPT are just awful. It's not as good as what we would like it to be. So yeah, so sometimes it takes me a little bit longer. I do apologize. HH, what I'll do is I'll keep that in mind. I think in the holidays I'm going to try and see if I can write some questions just for our tutorials so that we have a bit of a bank of questions that we can actually work on. Yeah, we'll just have to try it out, man. So sorry, I don't know what's your pronoun. I apologize. I don't know whether it's a he or a she. But yeah, look, that's pretty much it for today, folks. Unless there's anything else that you want, I can guide you to those videos. Otherwise, next time what we'll do is I will try and create a question with you guys. Tell me, do you guys want to do graphs next, or do you want to do some measurement stuff, or do you want to do some angles or algebraic type? You tell me what you want me to do, and then I'll try and write a question, and then we can kind of go from there. Oh, that'd be amazing, Nish. Even if it's like I just need like a couple of inspirations to get the question started, and then I'm good to go. Okay, so let's do a combination of algebra and measurement, all right? So we'll try and do something like that. Vahiki and HH, we'll do algebra and measurement. I'll just need to put that as my notes, otherwise I will forget. Algebra and measurement. Oh, that's good, Nish. I think I know who wrote it. I've got a very good feeling of it. But anyway, folks, look, that's basically it for me. If you are stuck and you're like, oh man, I don't know what topic to work on, the old papers here, particularly, and I know you guys are level 1s for the first time doing this. If you go in here, especially anything to do with graphs, you're gonna find it under these are like fully worked exam papers, right? And anything to do with angles and geometry, you're looking at this one, and anything to do with algebra, you're looking at the MCAT ones. So it is, it's old stuff, but there's still questions in there they can potentially use. And also, I do have, if you go along to the side there, you're going to see like all of my old tutorials. Those help with just like skills. Like the algebra skills from the tutorials here are still quite useful for you because you're going to need it for level 2. Same with tables, equations, and graphs as well. So even if you grab the kind of like watch a couple of skills videos from there and just work through the tutorials, it will help you immensely to try and tackle this particular thing there. All right, guys. So with that, yeah, me neither, Nish. Me neither. I don't know where it's going. Difficult or poorly written. That's a common thing for my brother's questions. Yeah, I hear you, Makam. But look, I'll see you, Makam, tomorrow for level 2. Yeah, so that should be fun. All right, guys, take care. I will see you next week sometime. And till then, look after yourselves. And if I don't see you again, have a good little break. HH, to be honest, when they said they were going to change, that's when I changed schools from senior to junior. No worries, Sophie. We'll catch you later. Hopefully your school's back to normal tomorrow. Makam, I think next stream is... I thought we were doing level 2 next. Are we doing level 2? Yeah, level 2 algebra tomorrow. So that's what we're doing tomorrow. And also, don't forget, 9 p.m. Thursday, 9 p.m. We're doing a end of term giveaway. Not this shirt, but you get a black shirt with the gold Infinity Plus One logo on it. It's for the special edition t-shirts coming out this Thursday. All right, catch you folks later, all right? Take care.